Python basics: syntax, numbers, loops. The syntax of Python is easy to comprehend. Compared to other programming languages, the lines of code required for a task are smaller. Here I'll show you the basic syntax required to start with Python learning, followed by numbers and loops. Syntax. First, hello world. Program in Python. Kindly refer the below image for example. Numbers. Numbers in Python could be integers, floating point numbers, or complex numbers. Example of integer number. Here, we have assigned the value 13 to num, and when we print the type of the variable, the output shows the class type. Example of floating point number. This time, we have assigned the value 1.3 to num, and checking the variable type tells us that it is float. Example of complex number. Here, we have assigned the value 1.3 to num. Now 1.3-1.3j comprises two parts, the fundamental and imaginary part, and combining these two gives us the complex number. Example of Boolean. These are the decisive data types. They only return categorical values, that is, true or false. Loops. If we have a code block, statements are progressively executed. However, we utilize loops when we want a statement or a series of statements to be made several times. Or a loop statement lets us perform a declaration or series of declarations repeatedly. Types of loops. In Python programming, there are three loops. A. While. B. For loop. C. Nested loop. A. While here. First, the condition is checked, and if it's true, control will move inside the loop and execute the statements until the condition becomes false. This loop is used when we don't know how many times we need to execute a set of statements, or when we don't know how many iterations are there. B. For loop. Like the while loop, the for loop permits a certain number of times to be repeated by a code block. In for loop, we are aware of the number of iterations needed, unlike the while loop. Take a look at the syntax for an understanding of the difference between the two. C. Nested loop. A loop within a loop denotes a loop. It can be an intersection inside an intersection and vice versa. There may even be a for loop within a for loop or a while loop within a while loop. Thank you.